Honestly, this is convincing me that Equestria Girls should just be a TV show, and not like a yearly annual movie that comes out in between the seasons of Friendship is Magic. But of course, this is the Equestria Girls special number 2 out of 3. And this one is probably one of my few favorite genres, and as you know from the various videos I posted up, I love movies, and this is one based upon movies, and this one is movie magic. In this one, the main... I keep thinking of calling the main 6. Main 7 are visiting Camelot Hot. The main 7 are visiting a set of the next Daring Do movie. And what happens in this is that things start mysteriously disappearing here and there. And they're trying to figure out who the culprit is. Off the top of my head, I feel like this is like one of those Scooby-Doo things or whatever. Why? Because there's this character that is just there and then just appears throughout the whole thing and turns out to be the culprit. It happens a lot in the Scooby-Doo films. Not that I've recently seen them, but back to the topic at hand. The props and clothes that was supposed to be used for the Daring Do movie wind up vanishing, as of course our main 7 have to figure out what happened to them. It's quite interesting that they actually go a bit into depth and actually sorta kinda like make references to other like real life directors or something out of Friendship is Magic, something like that. One thing I found interesting is that the director of the Daring Do movie looks like Hayao Miyazaki, the director of a lot of Studio Ghibli movies, and if you have not seen those, highly recommended. Except for Howl's Moving Castle, that's a boring one. So, and then there's a reference to the Power Ponies, which obviously in this world should have been Power Rangers. But back to the topic at hand. Main 7 go off to find where the props have gone, as of course, certain scenarios begin to happen that puts the pieces together. Because you see, the director has a niece who visits the set of the Daring Do movie, or at least visits the set of everything that goes on during production. And Hayao Miyazaki, her father, obviously winds up having her see the cast and crews and props and everything in place, making sure nothing happens. And what happens next is obviously what you could expect. Scooby-Doo, hijinks, and whatnot, until all the pieces are put together, and Miyazaki's niece is taken off the set, and the 7 wind up returning back to the props back to, of course, be extras in the movie. And that's literally all that there is to it. I don't need to go too in depth to talk to you guys of what happens in this. Honestly, Movie Magic is a decent episode at best. Or, I keep thinking it's an episode. Special. A decent special at best. I like what they've done so far, and with these Equestria Girls specials. I mean, Dance obviously was funny, and definitely had a cool concept, and even this kind of stuff, what they did in the Equestria Girls specials, sometimes actually happens in real life. that's what is kind of relatable to the specials. At least as of late, of Dance Magic Dance. Yes, I was making references to Labyrinth. Movie magic, obviously, goes into probably how films are made. I mean, I've seen this a lot. I've seen this with John Wick and Rise of the Planet of the Apes, among other films. Which I might talk about them on Movie Fridays once it returns next week. So, with the first version of the film, this is quite interesting, and I might look into it, like maybe sometime in the future. As of now, next week, we're moving on to the third and final Equestria Girls special. And then we prepare ourselves for the hiatus. This is going to be long. Unless they announce the thing for October. Which, I really wish that they didn't go on the hiatus by the time that the MLP movie is supposed to come out in October. Like, first weekend in October. Like, they could have easily pulled this off. They start when BabsCon happens. They continue onwards until the Saturday or the week before the My Little Pony movie is supposed to air. It would have worked. It could have really worked. But I guess it's gonna end sometime in November and December. Or one of those 2 months. So, I guess we've got ourselves a hiatus on our hands after the third and final special. But no need to drab and get down. At least the one thing is, next week you'll see the return of Movie Fridays. And what thing am I going to start off with? Well, I have a little something for next Movie Friday. And I hope you guys find yourselves interested in it. So, see you guys next week for the third and final Equestria Girls film, but also this Friday for the all-new return of Movie Fridays.